This is still trip 1, day 2. We are on our way to Agra. It was one of the longest and straightest roads I have traveled on. It's called Yamuna Expressway. For nearly 4 to 5 hours, there were no turns, so the Uber driver was getting sleepy. We even offered to drive for a while or asked him to take a rest if he needs, but he refused and we went along. Since we didn't have lunch, the plan was to stop at a nice restaurant, but there were no restaurants on the road. We finally found a small restaurant. That's where I made this video. I had other snacks too, but this was the only interesting one. Then we reached ITC Mughal in Agra. The hotel was really beautiful. One of the reasons for choosing this hotel in particular was that you could see Taj Mahal from the hotel. That's how it looked. There was another hotel much closer, but it cost 4 times as much. It was the Oberoi Hotel. That was out of budget, so we stayed here. Even after the long journey, we played a little bit of shuttle. They had nice restaurant too, but we went for the buffet. This was my sweet plate. Came back in the morning for a nice view. That's how the pool looks. Didn't have time to use it. Had a nice buffet breakfast and then went to the Taj. Even though summer was over, the Taj was still crowded. I took so many photos. I really didn't know what I would use them for. I took so many photos of Taj. The Taj monument was really impressive, but what impressed me more was the tiny details. All this was done by hand, and it was everywhere you saw. After that, I bought some Taj souvenirs, which I reviewed. There were lots of stores to choose from. There was a little bit more time till checkout, so I decided to go to the Agra fort. Since I only had about half an hour to see the whole thing, I took a tour guide. He said he will give me a detailed 3-hour tour. I told him I only have about half hour. So we negotiated a price, gave a really nice tour of the fort, telling about all kinds of interesting stories about the place. After the amazing tour, I got back to the hotel and we checked out. We got the same car and driver back to Delhi. He got so comfortable with us. He brought his nephew along for the ride. We reached Delhi and took the evening flight back home. This was the first trip for YouTube. I got the travel bug. Even before we landed, I was already planning for the next trip. All the original videos are linked below in the description. Quite nice. Check it out.